Have you ever heard the claim that Islam was spread by the sword? It's one of the most common misconceptions out there, so let's bust this myth together. For centuries, this idea has been repeated, painting a picture of forced conversions and military conquest as the primary way Islam spread across the globe. But when we look at the actual history, a very different story emerges, a story of trade, character, and truth. Imagine bustling trade routes stretching from Spain to China. Muslim merchants known for their honesty and integrity traveled these paths. They weren't soldiers. They were traders, scholars, and travelers. People they met were drawn not to their weapons, but to their good character. They saw how Muslims conducted business fairly, how they treated others with respect, and became curious about the faith that guided them. This is how Islam reached places like Indonesia, which is now the world's most populous Muslim country, without a single Muslim army ever setting foot there. The same is true for vast regions of Africa and Asia. The faith spread organically through human connection. What does the Quran itself say about this? It's crystal clear. In Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 256, it states, "There is no compulsion in religion. The right path has been made distinct from the wrong." This verse isn't just a suggestion. It's a foundational principle. True faith has to come from the heart and mind willingly. A belief that's forced upon someone isn't genuine faith at all. It's an empty declaration. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and the early Muslim communities lived by this principle. Historical examples overwhelmingly support this. When Muslims governed lands with diverse populations, like in Spain, the Balkans, or India, they established systems where non-Muslim communities, like Christians and Jews, were protected. They were allowed to practice their own religions, maintain their own courts, and live according to their own laws. The famous Pact of Umar, a treaty with the Christians of Jerusalem, is a perfect example, guaranteeing the safety of their churches and their freedom of worship. Of course, like any empire in history, Muslim empires had armies and fought wars. But these were typically for political reasons: defense, expansion of territory, or protecting trade routes, not for forcing people to convert. If conversion by the sword was the goal, why did so many non-Muslim communities thrive for centuries under Muslim rule? The evidence just doesn't add up. So the idea that Islam was spread primarily by the sword is a historical myth. The real story is far more compelling. Islam spread because people were attracted to its message of one God, its emphasis on justice and equality, and the exemplary character of its followers. It spread through conversation in marketplaces, debates in scholarly circles, and the quiet dignity of ordinary Muslims. The truth is, faith is a personal journey. It can't be given or taken by force. Next time you hear this myth, you'll know the real history. Thanks for watching, and if you found this helpful, be sure to like, subscribe, and share it with others. We'll see you in the next video.